January was a crazy month of hockey, so let's rank every game in order of excitement. I don't want to waste too much time with the boring stuff, so if you want, you can pause to read which variables I used to calculate excitement, how I weighed the variables, how I applied bonuses and penalties, and the math behind the numbers. Let's start with a game so bad that it received a negative score. This snooze fest between the Panthers and Jets had zero redeeming qualities, just peak low event hockey. There's actually a sizable jump in the excitement score to the second least exciting game, although this one was still quite boring and one of the few Kings games that didn't go into overtime. I was surprised to see the game where Patrick Kane became the highest scoring American-born player to be so low on the list, as this one had some crazy events late in the game. But it's just one of those instances where the math can't recognize the context. Mitch Marner's return to Toronto was highly anticipated, but ended up ranking low in excitement. In my opinion, I would have ranked this one a bit higher. But Marner's first game against the Leafs was in Vegas, and this one featured the Knights tying the game with just 7 seconds left and then winning in overtime. Now circling back a few ranks, the game where we had our first goalie fight in 6 years also featured some big hits. The physicality of this game was top tier, but aside from that, this game was pretty standard. The only instance where a team scored double digits this year also featured some fighting and misconducts. The Bruins also had 2 different players recording hat-tricks, with Hustadinov getting 4 goals. Ranked 23rd is the game where Jake Sanderson called out his own goalie. After the December rankings, a lot of Leafs fans asked me about the excitement of this New Year's Day game. I was surprised to see it not in the top 10, as it was an exciting 4-1 comeback win, but top 25 is still very good. Their rematch was even more exciting, and this one also featured an overtime win after a third period Maple Leafs comeback. Probably the best Jeff Bezos special I've seen so far. This game set 2 different NHL records. It had a flurry of 4 goals all by defensemen in under 4 minutes, which was a new NHL record. Then later, Matthias Ekholm recorded a hat-trick, and this was the next game after Evan Bouchard recorded a hat-trick the previous game, making it the first time in NHL history where a team had defensemen scoring hat-tricks in back-to-back games. Kicking off the top 3, we first have this game where the Capitals overcame a 2-0 deficit in the third. It had a great mix of high-danger saves, total shots, power play time, and fights. Having watched this game, I was actually a bit surprised to see it so high. I personally would have put the Ducks-Oilers game at number 2, but this game had by far the most high-danger saves this month. And we also had an epic fight between Matthew Olivier and Ryan Reeves. But without question, the best game of the month was this back-and-forth thriller between the Oilers and Capitals. I was lucky enough to watch this one too, and I just knew the Oilers were going to tie it with the goalie pulled when they were pressuring in the O-zone for over a minute. McDavid's 5 points were outshined by Evan Bouchard's legacy game, where he got a hat-trick and 3 assists for 6 points. Here is every January game ranked by excitement. But in the comments, let me know how you think the math did, and let me know which game in January was your favorite.